Hi, this is Stephanie Burris with VIAVI Solutions. I'm going to be talking to you today about the VIAVI iOTDR cards, both the Micro and the Nano, and how you can integrate those into a network element in order to provide your customers network visibility, as well as assist your R&D team with a faster go-to-market. So the iOTDR delivers improvements. The whole thing is about delivering increased quality of service with visibility defaults across the network. So for your end customers, they can avoid 20% of outages. That's because as the network degrades or someone jiggles a connector and we see optical loss increasing, we can avoid those network outages and restore the network before any kind of outage actually happens. Number two, we can have improved resolution, mean time to repair or resolution, by 30 to 50% by automatically locating, detecting, and going right to the location that needs to be repaired in the case of an outage. So let's just say we have an act of God, some sort of weather event. We'll be able to locate that automatically and automatically alarm and send dispatch out to fix that. Number three, it's automatic fiber fault location 100% of the time. And so depending on what kind of a scan routine you might set up with your network element, you can scan across different fibers and make sure that they're all in good order. And then finally, 2 to 3 years of R&D time that can be saved. So you can accelerate your design cycle. You'll be ready to plug in this integrated hardware, use the full software library for OTDR analysis and control, and then you'll also have VIAVI's expertise backing you up. So what are some common use cases and procedures you might use these in? The use cases addressed by the iOTDR product empower your customers to do the following. So you get automated monitoring, so you can reduce cost and automatically detect problems across your fiber spans. You can do fiber characterization. So let's say you're going to put some fiber into service, or over time you might change your wavelength plan. You may take dark fiber and assign it to a new customer, subscribe it to another process, and therefore you want to make sure you can decrease the test cost and you have remote visibility to it. You can also establish a historic baseline and compare that against change. That will allow you to do fiber aging and degradation analysis. So we can reduce outages, we can reduce the length of outages, we can eliminate SLA penalties by preventing long outages with our customers, and we can optimize maintenance. So that allows us to make sure the customer has a very high quality of network service. These are your end customers, of course. You also can offer automated Raman provisioning. So it simplifies the network turnup with Raman amplifiers, and you can make sure that you're not getting too much noise in the network from the amplification, and that the communication is going to work correctly. And finally, you can also offer fiber tapping security intrusion detection. So it's quite common for fibers to be tapped. You just put an optical coupler on the fiber, bend it slightly, and take a copy of the light communication off of it. It's a good way to steal in-flight data, even if it's encrypted. Sometimes it's easy to hack those encryption codes, and oftentimes these go undetected for years. And so it's a great thing to offer your customers who want to have high security in their network. Here's a fiber fault location monitoring use case. It's very simple. We are showing a backhoe that is digging up a line between 2 data centers. And so what we can do is we can place the ability to monitor on either end, and we will get a fiber fault alarm within minutes. We'll get a geographic location. We will typically know what root cause of the problem is, whether it was a connector that was disconnected or a break on the line. And then we can also have history of the line and the behavior of the line. So these are all your benefits: improved MTTR, mean time to resolution, reduced dispatches. You can identify and dispatch right to the specific location. You can demarcate across the network and make sure that you're sending the right team. And you can reduce SLA penalties and understand what's happening with the fiber as it ages and degrades. So with the fiber aging use case, let's go into that a little bit more. And what you'll see here is we can see an optical budget trend. So we can see how the fiber is behaving over time. And we're seeing that it's degrading over time. And we're not getting a lot of alarms, but we are seeing that the budget is decreasing. And we might want to figure out why that is, right? So we'll do analysis on the slope of the fiber. We can do analysis on all of the faults that are there and assess exactly how much loss is generated by each of the faults. Imagine if you had a storm that came along and a tree branch that came down on an aerial section of fiber, that would cause some loss in that section. So we can localize these issues and understand what's happening with our linear attenuation and fiber analytics. So this is to improve mean time before failure and make sure we can avoid catastrophic failures for our customers. Make sure that we reduce dispatch. So we'll actually dispatch based on actual data, and we can prioritize the most problematic lines over the least problematic lines and optimize the use of our resources and save on OpEx. Why trust VIAVI within your network solution? Well, we offer you performance, innovation, and expertise. As you can see here at the bottom, we've been recognized every year, 2018, 19, 20, and 21, for innovation from different types of organizations. And we are specialized in OTDR, automation, and network performance analysis. And we've been doing this for 35 years. We can see faults that other people can't see with inferior OTDRs, and oftentimes in competitive head-to-head competitions, when we go to market and go to a tender situation, we will find faults that others can't see, and we will locate faults that others can see but cannot locate. And that gives you the ability to give this to your end customers, the ability to give them visibility into their network, reliability. You will have software control through our software and analytics library, support from our VIAVI experts, as well as the ability to rely on our supply chain for on-time delivery. This is just an overview of the ONMS Remote Fiber Test Solutions product family. So you can see we have multiple options. We have fully centralized systems. We have distributed systems with test heads that you can place as point solutions in your network. These are our optical test heads. So we have a modular, larger unit that can hold 2 OTDRs with multiple wavelengths, or you can have a fixed form factor that uses the same kinds of cards as these are. And so therefore you are getting a true VIAVI OTDR and an excellent solution for your end customers. So remember, why would you want to do this? Put these solutions in your network element and you will help your customers reduce network line outages, improve MTTR, perform automatic fiber fault location 100% of the time, and you can save 2 to 3 years of R&D time and get to market faster at a much lower price point. With that, I thank you for listening today. Have a great day.